Well, hello YouTube! In this video we're going to look at the truth about Veve NFTs. So stick around to the end because we're going to tell you exactly what a Veve NFT is and exactly what any NFT is and what you can expect. And you may not like what I've got to say and you can feel free to argue with me in the comments, but I truly believe this and we'll get to that in a few moments time. You might have noticed I haven't done any videos for a long while. Firstly, I've had this really weird lung thing going on. So basically my voice has been really croaky and I've had all sorts of things going on. So therefore I've been a bit ill. And also there's not really been huge amounts going on in the thing itself. There's been a few AMAs, that kind of stuff, which we were really excited about. We were saying we needed AMAs so that way David and Dan or Reese or whatever can get out there and really start, dispelling the FUD and all that kind of thing. And what I found with the recent AMAs that they've had, they can basically be summed up by one word, which is soon. Because every single thing that people were asking was all, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And that's kind of how it has been for a little while now. So Veve's kind of sort of got a little plateau for me, and there's not really much to talk about unless there's something interesting to talk about. And there's a few things been happening a little bit more interesting, so we'll get to that in a bit. And also, I just wanted to give my general view on Veve NFTs. I'm more in the Omi side of it. I've got my bag of Omi, which I'm holding on to because I believe that that's a good investment. But the Veve side, I've always sort of been a little bit cautious with that. So therefore, I'll explain why in a few moments' time. Okay, so first up, we're talking about this. Now, we have probably missed the drop now because of this video is probably coming out after the drop, but basically it's the Platinum Moments. Now, a lot of people have been complaining, saying, well, you know, now they're releasing the Platinum Moments, that means that the Golden Moments are going to go downhill. I personally don't agree with that. The reason I don't agree with that is because it is first mover advantage. Disney Golden Moments were the first ever ones on the blockchain. So even though these are platinum and they look nice and all that kind of thing, I don't think they're going to go as well. I don't think they're going to go, high up in the value when people come to collect them later on down the road. More likely, people are going to want the Golden Moments because they were the first ones, and that's the whole point. A bit like the Todd, it was the first ever one for Veve, so therefore it's more sought after than most people realise. So. Even though looking at the markets at the moment, you wouldn't think so. But anyway, the point is that what they have done, though, which is very clever, and we'll talk about this a little bit later as well because of what I'm going to say, but basically they've given you a reason to buy the platinum ones. And you need a reason at the end of the day because a lot of the stuff they're releasing lately, like for instance, the other day they released Cookie Monster. Not a lot of people bought Cookie Monster, and there was a huge amount of backlash on Twitter. You probably saw other people's videos about it, that kind of thing. I'm not going to go into it massively, but to say there was backlash would be an understatement, essentially. And that's generally because the people don't know what they're talking about, they haven't looked into it, and they're just taking somebody's word on something and deciding that that's the case. A lot of the backlash was due to the fact that Sesame Street is a non-profit organisation, which is utterly stupid because they're saying that, these are for, why are they selling these things and why are they conning people, blah, blah. It's a non-profit organisation, it shouldn't be promoting this kind of stuff. Well, in actual fact, they'll be using those profits that they get to enhance their, their whole organisation in general. So it's just like selling a toy in a, Toys R Us or something like that of a Sesame Street character, So I don't see the point in that. I don't really understand the point of what they're saying like that, but people need something to complain about, and that's what they decided to do. But it did get us into quite a lot of newspapers for that reason, so that was pretty cool. And all good publicity is good publicity, as they say, or all publicity is good publicity, as they say. Whether that's the case or not really sure on that one, but it got Veve on quite a few people's lips, whether it was a good thing or for a bad thing. But then obviously now we've got the Golden Moments, but not many people bought Sesame Street. That's a big thing. We've got the Platinum Moments even. So they needed something to entice you, essentially, and that's when they've come up with this, which is basically a potion. Now, for those who don't know, the Platinum Moments, when you bought them today, once you get the thing, you've also got the option to buy a potion next Wednesday, and that potion you can then turn your Platinum Moment into a poster. So basically, you can burn that Platinum Moment and turn it into a Platinum poster. And then basically, depending on how many people do it, is how many of those posters are available. Now, you've kind of got to think that how many people are actually going to do this? How many people are going to buy the potions? There's only a set amount of potions, obviously, so not everybody can do it. And then how many people are actually going to burn their Golden Moment for a poster that they may or may not gain money on. You don't know, do you, at the end of the day? And that's the sort of the conundrum here. It's like playing a game, isn't it? Because do you get the platinum moments and try and get as many of them as you can, and then try and get as many potions as you can, and then try and burn them so that way you get the posters? Or do you keep the platinum moment on its own? Because once some people have burnt them, that means that will go down. So therefore there won't be as many platinum moments because people will be burning them for the posters. Do you burn them for the poster because there won't be that many people doing it? Or do you just keep the potion itself as a collectible, because after a certain date that is no longer valid as a potion to transform, but it is still a VV collectible. And if there is only, say, I don't know, 40 or 60 people that actually keep the potion, that means there's only 40 or 60 of them available, so therefore will people be more interested in that because it's scarcer? So there's a really weird conundrum here going on, and it's just very, very clever. It's all just designed obviously to make you buy the product, which we'll get back to in a little bit. And people are saying, oh, this is great, they've done this for us. And no, they haven't. They've done this because they want you to buy the product. Without doing this sort of stuff, you wouldn't buy the product because it's just a normal thing, unless you really, really like the IP. Because I'm seeing this a lot more lately. A lot of people who've been putting a lot of fear into these things are now starting to say, hey, I'm not putting any more in. Now, I reached that point a long while ago. Other people are slowly starting to realise that now, and they're saying, okay, I can't get this drop, I won't get this drop, I won't get this drop. And that seems to be the way it's going. So we need more people coming in, which is, again, what I'll get to in a few moments' time. But so that's the potions. Let me know what you think of the potions, whether or not you're going to buy a platinum moment, whether you're going to use a potion to burn it, or what you're going to do. Next up is this MCP. I have finally got the MCP. Everybody, or most people, have got it now, I believe. Or there's still some that haven't, but quite a lot of people have got it. If you were just one of the lucky ones, I got it added to my thing, and now I am Platinum 2, whatever that means. That's my points that I've got. I've got a lot of points to the next level. I'm only level 20, but as you can see, I've only got 50 collectibles. I've only got 3 full sets because I'm not really a set collector, and I've only got 37 comics, so I haven't really got that much. So that kind of makes sense. Now, I guess I might have some extra points because of the first mover advantage, because a lot of my collectibles, although I haven't got 50 of it only, I've got quite a lot of the OG collectibles because of the fact I was here in the start. So therefore, every week when I was doing the drop and I was trying to win them or trying to get them on the drop, that's when I got most of my collectibles from those times. So therefore, I guess I've accrued points for that reason as well. So bear that in mind. But there is ways to you be able to update your MCP level very quickly, and that's simply by getting sets of stuff and by, you know, getting certain comics and that kind of thing. And there's tons of videos all over the YouTube all about that. So if you want to follow some of those videos, then feel free to. Or maybe I'll make a video one day of what's the best things to buy. But in general, you know, if you want to buy things that are single things with a set, because then that way you get points for the set, and you also get points for you know, having the thing each day, etc., etc. So now I'm not sure what this MCP rank and all that kind of thing is. I've seen some people with Master Collector rank. I've got Platinum 2. Not sure what that is. I don't think they've got a list of them anywhere at the moment. So, but it did change from yesterday. So yesterday was Starter, today is Platinum 2. So I guess it just depends on which points you get each day, and as it goes, the MCP rank changes, and obviously your points balance changes. And so yeah, and of course, sooner or later down the line, you'll be able to use these to be able to get collectibles as well, depending on. So, but the point is that MCP is rolling out, and it's great. At the moment, it's just numbers on the screen, so it doesn't mean anything to me really. But you know, it's still exciting. We know it's coming. It's just how long it's going to take to bring the whole thing into fruition, basically. And this is the thing I wanted to talk about today. What is an NFT? What is a VV NFT? The truth? Well, the truth is kind of a hard pill to swallow, but basically the truth is that no matter what you say about VV NFTs, whether you say, oh, they should be doing this, they should be doing that, they should be going to this person, they should be going to that person, they should be, you know, advertising here, they should be doing this, all of this matters nothing at all. And the reason it matters nothing is because you are simply buying a product. That's it. That is the truth about a VV NFT. Whether it's an NFT, whether it's a digital collectible, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter any of those things, because when you buy this thing, you're buying it because you like it, or supposedly. You're not supposed to be buying it for an investment, although obviously we know some people do buy it for an investment. I guess I could liken it to Beanie Babies. It's a perfect example, because Beanie Babies, and again, there's certain things that VV have done in the company, like the whole thing with the Spider-Mans. People said that they saved them back, so therefore they actually bought them themselves, and they shouldn't do that because it's like insider trading and all that. Well, it's not. And the reason it's not is because they're doing that. They're just buying their own product. That's it. That's all they're doing. They're not insider trading because they're not doing it for investment purposes. So therefore, none of that makes a difference. In fact, all of this stuff that people are saying, oh, Veve should do this, they should do airdrops, they should do this, they don't have the need to do any of that because you are buying a product and nothing more. You know, like with these Beanie Babies, I remember it was a long time ago and they went crazy. I think somebody sold one in a back shop alley or something, or they found one in a back shop alley, I beg your pardon, and it was worth like 50 grand or something. It was in all the newspapers, and then people went crazy for these things, going out and buying them in my droves. My sister went out, I told her about Beanie Babies, I bought one, I bought like a princess bear or something, and I sold it. And then because I sold it for a high amount, she was like, oh, I've got to do this, and she went out and bought just a load of Beanie Babies, and her idea was to put them up in the loft, put them in bags, put them up in the loft and leave them, and just, you know, as an investment. And what happened? Absolutely nothing, because it went and the craze went and disappeared again. And maybe in a few years' time that craze may pop back up again. But the point that I'm getting at is that she bought them as an investment, but she also just bought a product. So therefore, she had no comeback whatsoever. She didn't contact Ty and say, hey, you said you were going to do this and you didn't do this, and I've got all these Beanie Babies now and they're worth nothing because you haven't done your part, is what I'm getting at. So what you got to remember with NFTs and with Veve NFTs, digital collectibles, and NFTs in general, it's not classed as an investment, it's classed as a product that you're buying. So therefore, you are just a customer for them and nothing else. So even though you may want to put your ideas across and tell them how to run their business, at the end of the day, it's up to them what they do. And you as the customer just have to lump it, or you just have to not be a customer anymore. Simple as that. But once you bought your product and you have it, you can't complain about promises that they were supposed to fulfill or anything like that, because at the end of the day, you have that product. They are selling you a product, which in this case is a digital collectible that you have. Now, whether or not you actually own that, because of the fact that you can't take it to a wallet, but you still have it in your other wallet, that's debatable, because obviously there's this whole issue of, do we actually own it? Well, you own a receipt on the blockchain. So therefore, in theory, that means you own that receipt. Now, do you own the asset that it's attached to? Yes and no. It's kind of a, you know, kind of a weird one as well. But the point is that you have that product no matter what, and that is what you paid for. You paid for that product knowing what it was at the time. So when you say something like, oh, platinum moments have now got this, they should bring it out for golden moments, otherwise it's not fair. Well, officially you bought the golden moments at the time knowing full well that there was none of that stuff. And even if there was, even if they said it was coming, there is no need for them to do that unless they really want to. So when people are complaining and saying all this FUD about this, that and the other, all you got to remember in your mind when you're thinking about buying a Veve collectible is, do I like it? Is this a product I want to buy? Because once you bought this product, in this case it's a digital product, and you can't return it, okay? So therefore it is a digital product that you're buying. But if you do not want the product as it is right now, and you're only buying it to speculate on it going up, then it probably isn't a good thing to buy. Simple as that. Because at the end of the day, it is a product and you are the customer. Now, the good thing is, obviously, that Veve are not just treating us like customers. They treat the community very well. They listen to what the community says, and they put things into action based on what the community says. But depending on how people say it at the end of the day. And, you know, I've been listening to a lot of things on Twitter about people complaining about this, that and the other. And as I've put in my comments on Twitter, is that you are just a customer at the end of the day and nothing more. So always think about this before you're about to buy a Veve product, that you are a customer buying a product and that's it. So once you bought that product, you don't have a say in how the business is run, what advertising they do, how any of that sort of stuff is done. And then you'll, I guess you'll have a bit of a happier life if you think about it that way. But anyway, I digress. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it is a product? Do you think that it should be? If it's not a product, by the way, then that means that it would become a security, because essentially that means that you're buying something based on the value of others, of efforts of the value of others. Even I can't even speak, and therefore it becomes a security, which isn't a good thing. Same as only becoming security, that kind of thing. All of that sort of stuff isn't a good thing. You got to remember the very definition of this is that you're buying something that is a product, and you're just buying that product. Whether it goes up or down is based on the actual sentiment in the market at the time, and it's not based on what Veve does, because otherwise it becomes a security. But anyway, thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye for now.